Chuck's in the house, first in the live chat. Chuck, how you doing today? Tumbleweed, how you doing? Chuck was in at 2:03, first in the live chat, so 3 plus 5 is 8. 2:08 will end the early birds. 2:08 will end the early birds. Right at 2:08, 3 more minutes, we'll end the early birds and we'll get into our program. By the way, in case you hadn't heard the news, rest in peace, Willie Mays. Willie Mays passed away yesterday. One of baseball's greats, Willie Mays. Another sad day in the baseball world. Now, if you wanted a Willie Mays auto, you probably wouldn't be able to get a new one. So if there's any that are still newer ones that haven't been released yet, they'll be hard to come from anymore. Yes. Very sad news. Yeah, I was doing my WhattNot auction last night for my Ken Griffey Juniors and stuff, and I got the alert on my phone, and I was like, oh my word, and I mentioned it when we were doing the live auctions and stuff. I had my best night ever. And they're still not here, says Dragon Fan Tim. It's nice to know you're still not here, Dragon Fan Tim. We do have 362 entries while we're waiting for 2:08. Kevin's Models and More. How are you doing, sir? How are you doing? Hopefully you are doing well. How's your anchor, your co-anchor there? Or is she your anchor and you're the co-anchor? For Remy. Thanks for popping in there, Kevin, and participating today. Chuck's here. Tumbleweed's new. Dragon Fan you're familiar with, I'm sure. Alright, 2:07. One more minute to get in on the early bird. So far we've got Chuck, Tumbleweed, Dragon Fan, and Kevin's Models and More. At least it's 8. So we will get or 4 people. So that's 8 doing well. We're still in the middle of a move, crazy, busy. Remy is doing well. There we go. Tell her Uncle Don thinks she's cute, helping Grandpa out. Just let her know Uncle Don said hi. And she'll say, who? Uncle who? But almost there. As soon as it hits 2:08, we'll get on with our regularly scheduled show. I'll let her know. Thanks. Alright. My annual garage sale is going to take place this Friday and Saturday, so that's why I won't be doing a Friday stream. We will do a stream tomorrow and end the week. I may or may not do some live streaming from my garage sale. Space Case Cards made it in right on the 2:08 stamp. And the early birds right now. So let me get our little trusty handy dandy sheet down here. And let me start logging everybody in here. First up we had Chuck Dupree. Chuck Dupree was in with a 2+. Alright, then we had Tumbleweed. Tumbleweed's here with a 2+. Alright. Chuck. Dragon Fan Tim, who is never here, chimes in with a 2+. Kevin's Models and More is in the house with a 2+. And then Space Case Cards Space Case Cards. I'm going to have to throw Space Case on here. Space Case Cards. Yes, Morning Willie Mays. I already announced that early on my stream here. Willie Mays passed away yesterday. I think he was 93 from what I remember, that little update. With a 2 plus. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we have 372, 28 entries away from the next prize on the wheel. See if we can get halfway through the month of June. Get halfway there. That means in July we should be able to make it. Unless things slow down. Who knows? Alright. But let's get into our content at hand. This is Hall of Fame Biography, episode 256, Frank Robinson, and we will have a baseball trivia, and we'll have at least one, maybe two, at least one, or maybe both, I should say, of the last 2 packs from Left Behind Times. Okay? So that's where we stand right now. Let me do a refresh real quick before we get into the trivia. Alright. Do one refresh here, and then we will get into the trivia. It's an easy one. What you have to do is get the correct answer to get 5 points. 5 points. It'll be worth 5 points for today's Juneteenth. Not that I agree with Juneteenth for a holiday, but unfortunately it's a federal holiday, so that's what we have to do, I guess, is honor it. Sorry, that's my Fresca. I need some extra nourishment. Alright, so it looks like we have 2 people, only 2 thumbs up, and there's 5 people in the stream right now. Let's see where it says, gives me any other indication. Oh wait, over here it should. It says there's 6 viewers and only 2 thumbs up. Come on, people, thummies up, thummies up. Don't forget when you come into the stream, what? I'm flying my Juneteenth flag loud and proud today. I'm flying the American flag, but I'm not flying the Juneteenth flag, that's for sure. There's none of that around the Blondal residence, that's for sure. And when I go to church tonight, nobody will be celebrating that in our church, so. Okay, so without further ado, we will get into, so we are going to do the trivia. We got one trivia. It's World Series related. Alright, then we will do Frank Robinson's biography, and I will show you some Frank Robinson cards before we go into opening up packs at the end of the stream. Dragon Tim says, I'm sure he is kidding. I figured Kevin was. Alright. So, again, our trivia is World Series related, but our baseball birthdays for this Wednesday, June 19th, the baseball birthdays are Lou Gehrig, Jim Slayton, Jerry Roos, and Doug Mikowitz. Okay? It is World Series related. Okay. There's only 4 answer choices. So whoever gets the correct answer first will get 5 entries. Okay, you'll get 5 entries for whoever gets the correct answer. Okay, first, where I see it on the chat. Which World Series had Game 7 scores of 11-0? Which World Series had Game 7 scores of 11-0? Was it A, 1926 and 1976? Was it B, 1934 and 1985? Was it C, 1931 and 1989? And D, 1929 and 2007? Go ahead and start your guessing right now. Okay. I will wait a few minutes here as people guess, unless somebody guesses the correct answer. Kevin's Models and More got the correct answer of B. Kevin's Models and More got the correct answer for 5 trivia entries. It is B, 1934 and 1985. What's Titus saying? It's chopped off. I can't see. Hello, Don. I'm letting the kids watch. Oh, okay. Okay. Make sure we get those thummies up, guys, so we can open up both these packs, okay? So we can let the kids in the children's hospital, in the children's hospital, there where Titus volunteers, so they can watch me open up the packs of cards at the end. So the Cardinals beat the Detroit 11-0 in Game 7 in 1934. And the Royals beat the Cardinals 11-0 in Game 7 in 1985 to take their first World Series championship. So there you go, Kevin. You got 5 bonus entries in the June-July giveaway. Okay, we will dispose of that one. We will set this off to the side till the 2-minute warning at the end of the show. Okay, for the 2-minute warning at the end of the show. And tomorrow we won't have a trivia, but since I'm not doing a stream on Friday, we will have the Friday and weekend trivia. So we will have those. Tomorrow is just going to be a quote, and then we will have Friday's trivia and Saturday, Sunday trivia. Okay, so we will have 2 trivia. Well, we'll have 3, but one's just a baseball quote. Okay, so other than that, let's go ahead and get into Frank Robinson's Hall of Fame plaque. Frank Robinson played for Cincinnati in the National League, Baltimore in the American League, Los Angeles in the National League, California in the American League, and Cleveland in the American League from 1956 to 1976. First to be chosen most valuable player in both leagues, National League in 1961 and American League in 1966. Set records by hitting homers in 32 different parks, and with pair of grand slammers in successive innings in 1970. Fourth in homers with 586. Fifth in extra bases on long hits, 2,430. And sixth in total bases with 5,373. On retiring, led the National League in slugging percentage in 1960, 61, and 62, and American League in batting. Homers, runs batted in, total bases, and slugging percentage. Alright, so that is Frank Robinson's Hall of Fame info from his Hall of Fame placard that's in Cooperstown. Okay, so now let's get into his biography. Frank Robinson, born August 31st, 1935, and passed away on February 7th, 2019, was an American professional baseball outfielder and manager in Major League Baseball who played for 5 teams over 21 seasons: the Cincinnati Reds 1956 to 65, the Baltimore Orioles 1966 to 71, the Los Angeles Dodgers in 1972, the California Angels in 1973 and 4, and the Cleveland Indians 1974 through 1976. In 1975, Robinson became the first black manager in Big League history as the player manager of the Indians. Alright. Oh, my body's aching. I'm getting too old to do yard work. I've come to that conclusion. But since my wife can't do it, I wouldn't let her do it anyway. I don't know. It's hard these days trying to find kids in the neighborhood. They're too busy playing video games instead of doing work to earn money through the summer. I was 10 years old and I started cutting grass for people. I kind of enjoyed it. Of course, back in the day, I only got a couple dollars. Now when you get a kid to do it, they say, "How much you gonna pay me?" I don't know. How good a job do you do? I had one kid. I'm sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses real quick while I'm telling you a short story. I had one kid one time. He said he would do it through the summer, and then some plans changed, but his mom kind of held him to his honor and stuff, and so he came and cut my grass one last time at the end of summer. And then I paid him his due, and he said, "Thank you, Mr. Blomdahl. I'm sorry I didn't really want to do it, but my mom insisted that I do. But I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I was able to help you through the summer." And I was very thankful for that. All right. So a 4-time All-Star, Robinson batted 309 times, hit 30 home runs 11 times, and led his league in slugging 4 times and in runs scored 3 times. His 586 career home runs ranked 4th in Major League history at the time of his retirement, and he ranked 6th in total bases with 5,373, and extra base hits 1,186. 8th in games played, 2,808, and 9th in runs scored, 1,829. His 2,943 career hits are the most since 1934 by any player who fell short of the 3,000 hit mark. He was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility in 1982. After managing the Indians, Robinson went on to manage the San Francisco Giants, Baltimore Orioles, and the Montreal Expos, Washington Nationals for most of the last 2 decades of his life. Robinson served in various executive positions in Major League Baseball, including his career as an honorary president of the American League. As far as his early life, Robinson was born in Beaumont, Texas. He was the youngest of Ruth Shaw's 10 children and the only child of her marriage to Frank Robinson. His parents divorced when he was an infant, and his mother moved with her children to Alameda, California, and then to the West Oakland neighborhood nearby Oakland. He attended McClemens High School in Oakland, where he was a basketball teammate of Bill Russell. He was a baseball teammate of Vada Pinson and Curt Flood. He also played American Legion baseball. As far as his playing career, in the minor leagues, in 1953, Bob Ermatic, a scout for the Cincinnati Reds, signed Robinson to a contract worth $3,500, $39,558 in current dollar terms. He made his professional debut for the Ogden Reds of the Class C Pioneer League. He batted .348 with 83 runs batted in and RBIs in 72 games. But was demoted to the Columbia Reds of the Class A South Atlantic League. He returned to Columbia in 1955. When he made it into the Major League, he started with the Cincinnati Reds in 1956 to 1965. Robinson made his Major League debut on April 17, 1956 at the age of 20, after posting 11 consecutive losing seasons. The Reds surprised their opposition by jumping to first place in the midpoint of the 1956 season. Robinson led the team with 18 home runs. At midseason, earning him the role as starting left fielder for the National League in the 1956 All-Star Game. The Reds stayed in the pennant race until the last day of the season, ending up with a 91-63 record, 2 games behind the Brooklyn Dodgers. Then, when he went to the Baltimore Orioles in 1966 to 1971, prior to the 1966 season, Reds owner Bill DeWitt traded Robinson to the Baltimore Orioles in exchange for pitcher Milt Pappas, pitcher Jack Balchon, and outfielder Dick Simpson. The trade turned out to be very lopsided. DeWitt, who had a slew of successful trades, including his time as general manager in Detroit in the early 1960s, rebuilding the Reds, famously referred to Robinson as not a young 30. Trades, including his time as the general manager in Detroit in the early 1960s, rebuilding the Reds, famously referred to Robinson as not a young 30 after the trade. The Reds led the National League in offense in 1965 and needed pitching. Pappas who was a consistent performer in Baltimore, was a major disappointment in Cincinnati, while Robinson had continued success in Baltimore. In Robinson's first year in Baltimore, he won the Triple Crown, leading the American League with a .316 batting average, then the lowest ever by a Triple Crown winner. 49 home runs, the most ever by a right-handed Triple Crown winner, and 122 runs batted in. On May 8, 1966, Robinson became the only player ever to hit a home run completely out of Memorial Stadium. The shot came off Louis Tiant in the second game of a doubleheader against the Cleveland Indians, and the home run measured 541 feet until the Orioles moved to Camden Yards in 1992. A flag labeled "Here" was flown at the spot where the ball left the stadium. The Orioles won the 1966 World Series, and Robinson was named World Series Most Valuable Player in the Orioles' 4-game sweep of the defending champion Los Angeles Dodgers. Robinson hit 2 home runs, one in Game 1, which Baltimore won 5-2, and one in Game 4, the only run of the game, in a 1-0 series clinching victory. Robinson hit both home runs off Don Drysdale. During the 1969 season, Robinson brought some humor to the Orioles clubhouse by presiding over their kangaroo court held after every Oriole win. As the judge, he would hear arguments from both sides and give out fines for minor infractions such as $1 per lady talked to during the game, and awards named after people notoriously bad at a certain skill involving a prop the winner had to display until the next court session. For instance, Jim Palmer once won the John Mason Base Running Award, a smelly, decrepit baseball cleat presented for base running gaffes. Palmer credited the Kangaroo Court for helping the Orioles bond as a team. On June 26, 1970, Robinson hit back-to-back grand slams in the 5th and 6th innings in the Orioles' 12-2 victory over the Washington Senators. The same runners on base both times. Dave McNally was on third base, Don Buford was on second, and Paul Blair was on first. The Orioles won 3 consecutive American League pennants between 1969 and 1971. Before the 1969 World Series, Robinson said, "Bring on the Mets and Ron Gaspar." And he was told by his teammate Merv Rettenmund, "It's Rod, stupid." And then he retorted by saying, "Okay, bring on Rod, stupid." Baltimore won the 1970 World Series over the Reds. As far as his final years as a player, Robinson was traded along with Pete Rickard from the Orioles to the Los Angeles Dodgers for Doyle Alexander, Bob O'Brien, Sergio Robles, and Robinson was one of 3 Dodgers out of 30 who voted against it. When the vote was announced, he said, "I don't believe in the strike, and I voted against it, but I was voted down, so now I'm on your side. I'm with you guys." The 1972 season was the first season in the National League since playing with the 1965 Reds. He played 103 games while compiling a .251 batting average, 59 RBIs, 86 hits, and 19 home runs. Teammate Tommy John said, "Frank didn't have a great year in 72, but played hard all year." Robinson's only season with the Dodgers ended when he was dealt, along with Bill Singer, Bobby Valentine, Bill Grabarkowitz, and Mike Strawler, to the California Angels for Andy Messersmith. Ken Mullen, at the winter meetings in November 28, 1972, the transaction was the result of Robinson's request for regular playing time, something Dodger general manager Al Campanis wanted for the team's youngest prospects. It also reunited him with Angel with Angels general manager Harry Dalton, who had worked in a similar capacity when both were with the Orioles. In his time with the Angels, he hit for a .259 average while having 50 home runs, 249 hits, and 106 RBIs. On September 12, 1974, the Angels traded Robinson to the Cleveland Indians for Ken Suarez, cash, and a player to be named later, Rusty Torres. 3 weeks later, the Indians named him their manager and persuaded him to continue playing. In his first at-bat as a player-manager for Cleveland in 1975, he hit a home run off Doc Meddick of the Yankees. He injured his shoulder in 1975 and did not play. His final at-bat at the majors came against Baltimore on September 18th, where he pitched in the 8th inning and collected an RBI base hit in a 3-2 loss. As far as his career statistics, during a 21-year baseball career, he batted .294 with 586 home runs, 1,812 runs batted in, and 2,943 hits. At his retirement, his 586 career home runs Robinson still holds the record for home runs on opening day with 8, which includes a home run in his first at-bat as a player-manager. Robinson won the 1966 American League Triple Crown with a .316 batting average, 49 home runs, and 122 RBIs. Only 2 players, Carl Yastrzemski and Miguel Cabrera, have since won the award in either league and the 2 MVP awards. Then on to him as a manager. For his managing career, Robinson managed the winter leagues late in his playing career. By the early 70s, he had his heart set on becoming the first black manager in the majors. The Angels Robinson managed the San Francisco Giants from 1981 through 106 games of the 1984 season when he was fired. He finished the 1984 season as the hitting coach for the Milwaukee Brewers on a contract worth $1. In 1985, he joined the Orioles front office and he was named the manager of the Orioles for 1988. He was awarded the American League Manager of the Year award in 1989, leading the Orioles to a 87-75 record, a turnaround from their previous season in which he went 54-107, and the division title came down to the final 3-game series between Baltimore and Toronto Blue Jays, but the Jays would win the first 2 games to clinch the division. Robinson managed the Orioles through 1991. On April 20th, 2006, with him leaning against the bat, he had earned his 1,000th loss 2 seasons earlier. During a game against the Houston Astros on May 25, 2006, Robinson pulled Nationals catcher Matt LaCroix during the middle of the 7th inning, violating an unwritten rule that managers do not remove position players in the middle of an inning. Instead, managers are supposed to discreetly switch position players in between innings. However, LaCroix, the 3rd-string catcher, had allowed Houston Astros base runners to steal 7 bases over 7 innings and committed 2 throwing errors. Although the Nationals won the game 8-5, Robinson found the decision On September 30th, 2006, the Nationals management declined to renew Robinson's contract for the 2007 season, though they stated he was welcome to come to spring training in an unspecified role. Robinson, who wanted either a front office job or a consultancy, declined. On October 1st, 2006, he managed his final game, a 6-2 loss to the Mets, and prior to the game addressed the fans at RFK Stadium. Robinson's record as a manager stood at 1,065 wins and 1,176 losses. He is one of just 7 managers to have won 1,000 games without having made the postseason once, and he is the only one to do it since the expansion era began in 1961. Incidentally, 5 of those managers won pennants in the 19th century, while the 6th was Jimmy Dykes, who retired as a manager in 1961. As far as some of his honors, in addition to his 2 Most Valuable Player awards in 1961 and 1966, and his World Series Most Valuable Player award in 1966, Robinson was honored in 1966 with the Hickok Belt as the top professional athlete of the year in any sport. In 1982, Robinson was inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame as a Baltimore Oriole. Robinson is also a charter member of the Baltimore Orioles Hall of Fame, along with Brooks Robinson, and a member of the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, being inducted into both in 1978. He was inducted into the Cleveland Indians Hall of Fame in 2016. The Reds, Orioles, and Indians have retired his uniform number 20, and he is one of only 2 major league players, the other being Nolan Ryan, to have his number retired by 3 different organizations. In 1999, Robinson ranked 22nd on the Sporting News list of the 100 greatest baseball players. He was nominated as a finalist for the Major League Baseball All-Century Team in 2000. The Atlantic ranked Robinson at number 20 on its Baseball 100 list, compiled by sports writer Joe Posnanski. 3 teams have honored Robinson with statues. In 2003, the Reds dedicated a bronze statue of Robinson at Great American Ballpark. In 2012, the Orioles unveiled a bronze statue of Robinson at Oriole Park in Camden Yards as part of the Orioles Legends Celebration Series. In 2017, the Indians unveiled a bronze statue of Robinson in front of Progressive Field. President George W. Bush awarded Robinson the Presidential Medal of Freedom on November 9th, 2005. The citation on the award read, "Frank Robinson played the game of baseball with total integrity." Sorry, let me get a drink of water here. That soda pop's not working. There we go. He won Most Valuable Player awards in both the National and American Leagues. He achieved the American League Triple Crown in 1966. His teams won 5 league titles and 2 World Series championships. In 1975, Frank Robinson broke the color barrier as baseball's first African American manager, and he later won Manager of the Year awards in both the National and American Leagues. The United States honors Frank Robinson for his extraordinary achievement as a baseball player and manager, and for setting a lasting example of character in athletics. On April the 13th, 2007, Robinson was awarded the first Jackie Robinson Society Community Recognition Award at George Washington University. As far as the front office and media career, Robinson served as assistant general manager for the Orioles through 1995 when he was fired. He worked for the MLB vice president of on-field operations from 1999 to 2002. He was responsible for players' discipline, uniform policy, stadium configuration, and other issues. Robinson served as an analyst for ESPN during spring training in 2007. The Nationals offered to honor Robinson during a May 20th game against his former club, the Baltimore Orioles, but he refused. In 2007, Robinson rejoined the MLB front office, serving as a special advisor for baseball operations from 2007 to 2009. He then served as a special assistant to Bud Selig from 2009 to 10 and was named Senior Vice President for the Major League Operations from 2010 to 2011. In June of 2012, he became Executive Vice President of Baseball Development. In February of 2015, Robinson left that position and was named Senior Advisor to the Commissioner of Baseball and Honorary American League President. As far as his personal life, while playing for the Reds in the late 1950s, Robinson attended Xavier University. In Cincinnati during the off-season. While in Baltimore, he became active in the civil rights movement. He originally declined membership in the NAACP unless the organization promised not to make him do public appearances. However, after witnessing Baltimore's segregated housing and the discriminatory real estate practices, he realized and became an enthusiastic speaker on racial tensions. On February the 9th, 1961, Robinson pulled a .25 caliber pistol during an argument in a Cincinnati restaurant. He pleaded guilty on March 20th to a charge of carrying a concealed weapon and was sentenced to pay a $250 fine, equivalent to $2,549 in 2023. Robinson met Barbara Ann Cole in 1961. They married that year and lived in Los Angeles, where Barbara sold real estate. They had 2 children. In 2003, he guest starred on an episode of Yes Dear as himself, along with Ernie Banks and Johnny Bench. On February 7, 2019, Robinson died of bone cancer in Los Angeles at the age of 83. So there you have it. Frank Robinson's Hall of Fame biography. And now let's go over his stats for his induction. Okay, he was an outfielder and a manager during his career. He was born August 31st, 1935 in Beaumont, Texas. He died February 7, 2019 at the age of 83 in Los Angeles, California. He batted right through right as MLB debut April 17, 1956 for the Cincinnati Redlegs. His last MLB appearance was September 18, 1976 for the Cleveland Indians. His batting average, .294, 2,900. His MLB statistics again, sorry. Batting average, .294, hits, 2,943, home runs, 586, runs batted in, 1,812, managerial record, 1,065 wins, 1,176 losses. He had a winning percentage of .475. As a player, he played for the Cincinnati Redlegs and the Reds, 1956-65, Baltimore Orioles, 66-71, Los Angeles Dodgers, 1972, California Angels, 73 and 74, Cleveland Indians, 74 and 76. As a manager, the Cleveland Indians, 1975 through 77. as a coach, California Angels in 1977, Baltimore Orioles 1978-80, Milwaukee Brewers 1984, and Baltimore 1985 and 87. And he is a member of the National Baseball Hall of Fame, inducted in 1982 with 89.2% on his first ballot of eligibility. So there you have it, Frank Robinson, our Hall of Fame biography for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I will put this over here, put that back in my Hall of Fame placard binder. Tomorrow will be Jackie Robinson. Okay? And that will end our week tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be getting things ready for my garage sale right after my live stream. Well, I'll be starting in the morning. I gotta go to my church and get some tables to set up, things of that nature. But let me do a quick refresh here and see what we're looking at for thummies up. And the winner is, so far, I'm sure we'll have at least 5, right? We're gonna have 5. We got 8. We're getting close. We're gonna look at his baseball cards really quick here. Move that out of the way for now. We'll scoot this over here. I'll lay these down here for the moment. If we can get those 2 more thumbs up while we go through his cards. Okay. Let's say Frank Robinson. Yeah. There we go. So we can move. How'd that come out? Oh man, now that all came out. Okay. Brooks Robinson was yesterday, and we got Frank Robinson right here. Okay. Alright, let me tell you what, I'm gonna move me over here. Come on. No, wait. Well, no, I guess I'll be okay over here. Oh, come on. There we go. Now you can see the bottom of the cards when I turn the page. So, just a few cards of Frank Robinson. And we will have some from Jackie Robinson to end the week. And that's all I could fit in here. Modern era, like that one. Turn back the clock. 1982 Donruss. And that's 2 full pages and 3 cards. History of the game. National League and American League MVP. Rarities, smacks, 2 Grand Slams in 1 game. And then, do you remember RFK Stadium, June 26, 1971? So both those are there. So tomorrow we will do Jackie Robinson, and then we will be having fun. Okay? That is the binder for now. Tim Raines, Jim Rice, Mariano Rivera, Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson, and Jackie Robinson. I couldn't fit in Brooks, and I did him at the last minute to add him into the binder for now. So we'll put that binder off to the side, and then we'll see if we found 2 more thumbs up. Did we find any more thumbs up out there? Let me do one more refresh here. We will open one, and if we don't open the other one, we'll open the last one tomorrow. Still 8. Okay, so God is great. God is great. I need you to choose which pack you want me to open. The Panini or the Tops? The Alvarez or the Trout? All you have to do is say which one, and we'll go from there. And then I'll check one last time after we open the pack. Okay. So Titus, have you or the kids decide which pack you want me to open. And I'll hold them up closer here when we get to that point. Okay. Alright, maybe Titus can't get to the chat right now. So, in place of that, somebody needs to choose for me. Whoever does it in the chat first. The Topps Gypsy Queen or the Select 2020? Which one should I open? You guys help me out. Is anybody here? Is anybody here? Can anybody hear me? Trout and the Astros are cheaters. Well, yeah, I know. But they're not. That doesn't mean they're in here. I guarantee you these are Seattle Mariners that are in here. I just need to know which pack you want me to open, Tumbleweed. Trout and the Astros are cheaters. Trout's a cheater? Why is Trout a cheater? Still the Trout one. Okay. We'll open that. We will save this one for tomorrow, unless when we're done we have 10 thumbs up, and then we'll finish the box today. Oh, there's a little thick card. Not a big thick card, but a little thick card. So we'll see what we get. Oh, we got a Randy Johnson printer proof. That's a cool one. Oh, we've got an Ichiro printer proof. Oh my word. We got a Ken Griffey Jr. printer proof. My word. 3 awesome Hall of Famers. Here, I'm going to put this here. And hold on. Let me put Griffey on top here. That printer proof. Right. And then it looks like we have a Diamond King. Oh, Ken Griffey Jr. It's a serial numbered one. 7,063 out of 10,000. Whoa, Diamond King. Serial numbered. Sweet card for sure. For a Griffey. Now we have, is that, I don't think that's J-Rod. Who do we got here on the Bowman Chrome? Lazaro Montez for the Mariners. Got Cole Young for the Mariners. That's the thicker card. We got a Harry Ford. Ooh, we got a Bryce Miller Ace of Diamonds rookie card. We got a Cal Raleigh rookie card. And we have a Julio Rodriguez Gold Cup card. Don't know for sure if I've got that one in my binder, but if I do, it'll go in my duplicates box. Okay, put him right next to Ken Griffey Jr. for now. Tell you what, let's see. I love that Griffey card. So do I. I don't think I have that one in my collection, but I'll know when I check it. Let's see, how many thumbs up do we got now? Did we find 2 more? Tell you what, we will save this one for tomorrow, and we'll open it up with our Fairfield. We do have a Fairfield tomorrow, a vintage Fairfield with Dave Winfield on the cover. So these 2 will be tomorrow to end our week. Okay, a vintage Fairfield, but for now we will do the 2-minute warning and end the stream. Okay, we'll do the 2-minute warning and end the stream. So alright, 301. At 3:03 we will end the stream. So go ahead and get your entries in now to get your end of stream 2-minute warning. Here, have a good night, Don. Thanks you, Tumbleweed. Appreciate you. Chuck is here. So who do we got? We've got Tumbleweed's here. We've got Chuck is here. Anyone else here before we get our 303? Okay. And alright, at 3:03 we will end the 2-minute warning. Could be just Tumbleweed and Chuck. Anyone else gonna chime in before the 2-minute warning ends? Boom, that was it. Tumbleweed and Chuck, you guys got your entries. Hopefully you all have a great, wonderful day. Put this over here, and I'll do my end of stream stuff that I do every day. I will get the Wheel of Names updated with your entries from today, and then we will have some fun tomorrow. Again, tomorrow we'll be doing Jackie Robinson. Jackie Robinson will be tomorrow. And then, other than that, we will end up having some fun. Okay? So this has been Don Blomdahl, Hall of Fame Veterans, Sports Cards and More with Hall of Fame Biography, episode 256. Frank Robinson, Baseball Trivia, Left Behind Time, Repack Box Pack, Plus, we didn't get to the question. So, as always, it's not just words, but be blessed. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Same bad time, same bad channel, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Alright, we'll see y'all.